I know that it seems like everyone around you is winning. Your friends are getting their dream jobs, they're getting married, they're giving birth to children, and some of their children are actually already even starting school. But then there's you in a corner, and it seems like you can't see any measurable growth or progress in your life. So you start to feel like you are stuck. You start to feel depressed. You start to feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing. And it keeps you in a loop and in a cycle of you don't know what you're doing anymore. You start spiraling and you end up being a depressed and sad person. But here's the thing. Comparison is what is stealing your confidence. You were absolutely fine until you heard that your friend gave birth. You were absolutely fine until you heard that your friend has now started their dream job. You were absolutely fine until your friend got that Porsche. But then there's you driving your Toyota, living in a two-bed flat, which you were perfectly fine with, by the way, until you heard all those bits and bobs of information that you didn't really need to hear. And so your life has come crumbling down and it doesn't feel good enough anymore. Let's fix that. Let's unpack it. I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and the lady was speaking about how many times in life, the reason you feel stuck is because you can't see any obvious or, measurable progress. Progress that's not obvious to your naked eyes at the minute, and that's the reason you feel stuck because you've planted a seed. The seed has started to germinate, but you can't see the fruits just yet. Does that mean that that seed is not growing? No, it just means that you can't see it yet because it's not time for that seed to be seen. And this is what I really wanted to deep on because I have been in that situation multiple times where I start to compare myself with other people. I started this channel 5 years ago and I have posted quite a good number of videos on my channel. I've posted close to 500 videos on my channel. But in my eyes, my growth on the channel has been quite slow. It's not been the way that I would have loved it to be. Especially when I look at other people's channels and they've posted less videos than I have, but they've grown so much more. So it starts to make me feel like I'm inadequate. And then I start to go through this loop and this back and forth cycle of me feeling demotivated, not creating content on YouTube anymore because I feel like I'm pouring in so much effort and I'm getting not very much out of it. But I look back at where I started from with my channel and I realized that even though the growth does not seem linear, there has been a significant growth in my life because of this YouTube channel. It has been one of the singular most life-changing things that I've done this YouTube channel. It has opened me to opportunities that I didn't even know existed. This same YouTube channel, because let's face it, all you need is the right eyes on whatever you're doing, the right content on whatever you're doing. It's not by the volume, it's more about the quality of the people who are watching the content. And as long as you're creating content for the right people, that's all that matters because you are impacting that one life who then speaks well about you to that other life. And then, there just becomes that synergy. So at that point was when I realized that it's not that I've not been growing, it's that I just can't see the growth. And that is what is stealing my confidence and making me feel less than I am about my YouTube channel because I know for a fact that this YouTube channel is literally what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't even think that there's any point in time, whether I'm 80, 90, I don't know, God keeping me, that I will not be making content on the internet if YouTube is still a thing because I genuinely feel like this gives me so much purpose and direction. And that's what I wanted to say about like every other aspect of your life because you may be feeling like you're not making any progress, but then the truth is you're using the wrong metrics to measure that progress, and that's why you feel like that. There's nobody in life who has everything figured out. Nobody. Everybody has one aspect of their life that's lacking, one aspect of their life that they wish they could do better, regardless of how successful they look on the outside. I'm going to give Mr. Beast as an example because Mr. Beast is a really successful YouTuber. And I was watching his podcast the other day with Diary of a CEO, Steve Bartlett, where he spoke about his challenges with life in general and how even him, with all the money, fame, and everything that he has in the world, still deals with a lot of anxiety and depression because he just is not in that mental space. His health is not the best because he's got, IBS, or was it IBD? I don't remember. I think it was ulcerative colitis. I'm not really sure which one it was, but he's got some health issues as well. He's got the anxiety and depression that he's dealing with. He doesn't even have time for himself. He's having to travel the world all the time because of the content that he's making. And he doesn't even feel like his life is that perfect. But on the outside, to you, you would think his life is perfect. And you would then start comparing your simple life with his life, wishing that you had a fraction of what he has. And this reminds me of what Will Smith said in one of the videos that I watched, where he said that there is something similar to rock bottom, where people speak about, oh, they reached rock bottom and that's when they knew that they had to make a change in their life. But he calls that cliff top. And it is where you've got every single thing that you want in life. You've got all the high from the money. You've got all the high from the success and fame. You've got all the high from sex. Every single thing you want in life, you've got it. And that same feeling of emptiness at rock bottom hits you like a brick at cliff top. And he said that he wishes everybody will have everything they want in life so that they will then realize that money is not everything. Because people will compare their simple lives to Will Smith, for example, who's got an immense amount of success, or I don't know, any successful person in whatever field that you are looking to get into. You think that you've got an immense amount of success. You think that their life must be all figured out. But in reality, they're struggling with things that you just don't know about. And it doesn't make their life any less fulfilled. It just means that that's their own struggle, because that is what human life is about. At every single point in time, you will have a challenge that you're dealing with. Nobody's life is 100% smooth all the time. People have different challenges, whether that be their jobs or money or marriage, relationship, friendship, children. People just have different life challenges, and the degree that the life challenges affect them depends on, just different things. That is why it is really important for you not to compare yourself with anybody, because when you start to compare yourself with other people, then it starts to steal your confidence. Things that you would have done so easily, you start to second guess, you start to doubt, you start to think, is that really a great idea? It was a brilliant idea in your mind until you started comparing. But now, because you've compared, it doesn't seem like a great idea anymore. Do you see where we're going? And one thing I will tell you is, when people say you can have it all, I agree. You can have it all, but usually not at the same time. Something has to give. That is just the way life is. People who say, oh, they wish they'd enjoyed their 20s a bit more, enjoyed their 30s a bit more, and they feel some type of way because they spent their 20s in university, or putting their head down to build a business, or this, acquiring a degree, getting a master's, doing this and that, and then they start to mourn that version of themselves that they never really experienced. It is because they've just traded that version of themselves for a bit of success, because you could have spent all that time partying and enjoying your 20s. But then what you've done is you've just pushed away the responsibility a little further down the line, because now in your 30s, you start to have to hustle and put your head down to achieve what people achieved in their 20s. And again, this is why I say it's important that you don't compare yourself with anybody, because you're looking at people on Snapchat, they're partying every day, they're traveling the world, they're globetrotting, and then there's you in university. putting your head down to study, putting your head down to know these things so that you can make something out of yourself. And then you start to wish, oh, why is my life not like that? Why can't I do that? Or they seem like they've got everything figured out. Do they? We must remember that social media is a highlight of everyone's life. Most people just show the things that they really are proud of and the things that they really want you to know about. They're not going to show themselves when they're in their down moments because that's not pretty and no one wants to see that. So, if you're in your down moments at this point in time and you're comparing yourself with somebody who is in their high moments, that's less than ideal. And you need to give yourself a little bit of a reality check because honestly, it's stealing your confidence. It's making you feel inadequate. It's making you feel like you don't know what you're doing. And I can promise you that as long as you are convicted in your heart that you are on the right path and you continue to chase that right path, you will reap the benefits. Don't compare yourself with anyone, my love. Just do what you need to do. Keep your head down, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. Don't get distracted. Block out the noise. You will get to where you're going to if you just stay grounded. Okay? I hope that this has really been helpful to you because one thing I've realized is that as it starts to steal your confidence, then you feel the need to start, doing what those people are doing, even though that's not really what you want, but you think that you're going to get results because they got results, but you forget that everyone's life is different. And the fact that it worked for them doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you in that same way. If you've not been called to do it, then it's not yours, my love. It's not yours, okay? Leave it be. Set it out, okay? Anyways, I hope that this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you find that you're always comparing yourself to other people? Do you wish that you were a bit more confident? Do you feel like the comparison is stealing your confidence? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.